Hi everyone, welcome to beautiful Foodland Freeling, set in South Australia, a nice country little town, but it has one of the most advanced systems that we have deployed throughout the network. It's one of the first Foodlands, or the first Foodland store in South Australia to have full electronic labelling system employed throughout this store. It's also one of the first supermarkets generally in South Australia to have the full store implemented with ESL. So let's go inside and have a look and see how they've implemented it. Okay, walking through the store, we walk into the bakery department. They've just recently renovated and implemented some new par bake systems and updated their bakery section. While we're talking about labelling, this is our information ingredient labelling system. So we have a two-part label here. So this shows the description, price, use by date, and then on the back it has the full Nutrifacts information as well as the allergenic and may contain, does contain allergenic information on the back. So that's just a bit of a side note of what we do in here. They've started implementing the electronic shelf labelling in their fruit and veg department. Now this store opened about 2 years ago, it's a brand new store, and the first implementation of ESLs was in the fruit and veg department, which you can see here. It was the very first store in South Australia to implement electronic shelf labellings with the latest technology 2 years ago when it opened. And they've continued on in that vein with the electronic shelf labelling and now have rolled it out to the rest of the store as they did a relay and revamped the store a couple of years after opening, which is recently. So this is the fruit and veg section. This has been running for about 2 years, and as you can see, the ESLs are still in beautiful mint condition and 100% working satisfactorily. If you look through here, they've implemented a 7-inch screen here for their bins and displays on poles, and they've implemented the 4.2-inch system that we have throughout their refrigeration. Now you can run for the 4.2-inch system, or you can run a bit smaller label, which is a 3.5. Either or, they both look fantastic and give the public the information they need, whether items on promotion or not, all self-automated through price changes through the back office. We'll go over to the deli because they've now started rolling out the deli. As I said, the full store has been done now. There's a couple of little areas still to go, but it's generally completed. So we go through the deli. They've implemented white labels throughout the deli to highlight the freshness of the products. You can have black or white. They've chosen white in this area here. And as you can see, it's quite easy for the store staff to maintain. All these clip onto the tubs, bins, we have stands, all sorts of applications available to hold the ESL into the correct location depending on the layout refrigeration styles you have. So we'll walk around to the other sections. Let's go into the grocery area and have a look at what they've done down there. Okay, so we're in the dairy section now. We've got milks and creams and yogurts. As you can see, the ESLs we provide, we have usually the black stripping with the black ESL. So the only part you actually see of the ESL is the actual ticketing section of it, not the outside surround, because it's black and it's all hidden. So it all contrasts in very nicely with the rest of the decor of the store. You can see down here we've got items on promotion. So in there we've highlighted them yellow, which is the standard IGA, Foodland sort of colours. There are different templates available depending on which group or stores you're with, but in this particular case, that's what suits them. So you go down here, you can see they've ticketed everything. Both sides of the fridges are all been done. It's beautifully laid out, easy for the staff and customers to recognise promotions or non-promotions throughout the store. We'll move down to a few of the other areas and we'll just quickly run around and show you what they've done. Here's a quick example over here. So in this particular example here, they've actually split this label into two. So there's two products on a single label. So this is a great cost-saving feature of our labels. It's because the labels we supply are 2.6 inch as opposed to some of the other suppliers supply a smaller label. It's very hard to split a smaller label because there's not enough room. But if you go to a 2.6 or larger, you can split those labels in half, thus basically the label costs half as much. In here you can see this product here on the right hand side labels on promotion and the product on the left hand side isn't. So it's quite clear that it's a split label and it's quite clear which one of these is on a promotion. So it's a fantastic feature we have within EM Cloud and the Solemn ESL system. As you can see, because of the aesthetics of the colours and the stripping we use, the labels are quite unintrusive. You can't tell there's a label on there until you get up close, and then you can see the exact information you need. So it's quite a beautiful installation aesthetically. They look fantastic. It saves a lot of clutter, no more tickets falling on the floor, promotion tickets being misplaced. We know the pricing that's up here showing on promotion or non-promotion, we know that's exactly correct because it comes from our EM cloud system directly and it's relayed straight to the labels. We also confirm that the labels receive this information. We get notification that the batteries need replacing, whether the label is out of communication and failed. We get all these notifications. We've got a bit of a dashboard that runs that the stores can verify that all the labels are functioning and they've all been updated correctly. We'll run down to the dairy freezer sections and we can show you what happens in the freezer. Okay, down in the freezer section here, you've got all your ice creams and drumsticks and whatever there's in your freezer, your peas and beans and things. These are freezer grade label, so they're obviously slightly different to your normal refrigerator label and your grocery labels. The freezer labels are 2-color only, but however you do have promotional ticket surrounds that you can clip onto them to highlight promotion. When they are on promotion though, they do change colours from a white and black to a black and white, so you can tell, but it's just good to highlight them with a little promotional tag that we've made up in-house. So that's all your freezer done. Walk around your variety section. So you've got all your hang cell options here. So here's some hang cell clips we've done, along with any other section you want. So it covers your grocery, dairy, variety, freezers. Any section in the store can be covered by an ESL. Even the end displays can be covered with particular size ESLs and they can be highlighted. So you could remove all promotional tickets completely. However, in this store, because they've got some bulk lines, they still like to use the odd promotional talker. So an A4 here and there, but they don't use many, but it's still an option within the EM Cloud to also use a promotional talker as well as an ESL. So you could use both at the same time if you wish. But yeah, maybe these paper type tickets are good for bulk lines on pallets outside the store and things like that. We'll move down here a bit further. So we've done all the dog food section, and again, here we've highlighted promotions, non-promotions. There's all sorts of stripping. This can all be angled, so up, down, so you get down to the bottom things, you can angle this out. As you can see down there, the bottom ones are angled out, so your customers can still see them clearly without having to bend over and move. So yeah, these labels that we provided to this store are from Rollout, which is a Korean-based company, one of our preferred choices of ESLs. However, we do integrate to any brand of ESL, but this particular one has the highest pixel rate and one of the best impact resistance in the market. Also the fastest download time and updates. Freeling Foodland's covered, full ESL integration. The store basically did most of this installation themselves. It's quite easy. They were doing a relay, moving aisles over, so while they were doing that, they just put up new stripping, clipped on the ESLs. They used our Omnia PDE software, located the ESLs, assigned them to the new products, and it was pretty simple. It was quite easy to do it themselves. They did it over a week or two. Yeah, great solution to a problem solved. So not only do the Foodland Freeling use our ESLs in our cloud-based solution, they've also obviously got our POS. And as you can see on the sales part at the front of the checkouts, they've also incorporated some confectionery with ESLs and the Gap Solutions POS system with our Easy Cloud management system in the back end. Fully integrated, seamless solution, now covers the whole store. So we're doing POS, back office, ESLs, scales, labeling, ticketing, and information systems, all from the one cloud-based platform. Thanks again for watching.
So since the introductions of our ESLs into Foodland Freeling, it's completely changed how we do business day to day. So originally we were obviously talkers changing and tickets every day of the week. So we had host on a Monday, 9-ups changing for specials and fruit and veg 3 times a week. Now, since we've installed everything, that entire process is gone. So the installation itself didn't take very long, and we introduced it when we were relaying the entire shop. So the installation itself, half an hour maybe, took half a day. So it was a very quick process over probably the span of 2 to 3 weeks. Removing and installing ESLs is very simple, not much different as an original talker would be. So since the installation has been finished, we've saved a dramatic amount of time day to day, purely on manual labour, and I guess you could call it incorrect scanning at the front end. So wages alone, we're probably saving 20 to 25 hours a week. As any retailer would know, you have to hang your individual old labels as your host file every Monday is for us, and then your specials will change pretty much any other day across departments. So fruit and veg, deli, meat lines, grocery especially. That's all gone now. So obviously with the EM cloud as well, the host comes down from Metcash or Foodland head office, and that implements straight away and changes overnight. So we're really coming into a shop now that has already been updated for us. Since the changeover, I haven't heard of one problem that we've had with an ESL yet. So they've always updated, they've always changed over. The only issues that we have had is if something that we've loaded incorrectly has then not come up on an ESL. So as a whole, the installation process was very easy. It was everything that we did ourselves. We're saving a dramatic amount of time of wages as well. We now also don't have to carry printers, talkers, so our cash flow is freed up quite a fair bit rather than having to hold all of those things on site.